Greetings and salutations, Internet distance. It is I, Wolfphoto, coming directly to you through the power of the Internet. And today, I decided I'm going to kind of do a thing that I basically did a long time ago on this channel. I'm going to cover some gaming news from the past week. I'm just going to go ahead, since I typically do Nintendo, I'm going to like slash and dash this up here. I'm going to read an article from Windows Central about the Xbox Series X, and I'll tell you what I think about it. I'm going to take Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening for the for the Nintendo Switch and put it back on the shelf because that series is done in gameplays. But anyways, recently at the Game Awards, Microsoft has cleaned up my mess. I need to do that before I start these things, you know. Yes, but anyways, I got my wonderful little Amazon Fire 10 HD 10.1 tablet, and all of a sudden the screen just went dark, and that's kind of annoying. But I had to go ahead and do some use this a bit here, and this part of the reason why I bought this is because to do stuff like this. So as I said, they just unveiled it at the Game Awards, and yeah, they dropped a look at for the Xbox Series X. It's announced to be released holiday 2020. Xbox Series X is a central component of Microsoft's future-facing gaming efforts, positioned as its flagship console heading into the next generation, tailing the 4K brandished Xbox One X. The elusive successor promises a generational shift akin to the original Xbox One. Oh God, no! That's bad choice of wording there. I'm gonna have to cut right there. Okay. The writer for I had to find in the author, but it does. But the author made a really bad choice of the comparison right there. Oh, the launch of the Xbox One. The Xbox One was terrible. The Xbox 360 was a good launch. I have an Xbox 360. Back at the other place. But anyways, that was terrible. He shouldn't have compared it that way. He should have gone with the original Xbox or the Xbox 360. Okay. Continuing back onto the course, the development on a high horsepower box remains underway, set to rival the Sony PlayStation 5 in 2020. Well, they just announced it, so and Sony has been talking about it with their PlayStation 5 for some time now, and I'm really interested in what's going to come of that system as well. By the way, I'll try to make a point of procuring a bunch of those systems. However, my next major expenditure goal is actually to get a good PC tower, so I can actually edit my videos and make some really nice stuff for the channel, which is shocking. I'm thinking one of my first projects is the history of Nintendo. History of Nintendo and history of Atari. Go with two classic giants and then throw in the history of Sega after that. But anyways, yeah, while Redmond is keeping hardware specifications under wraps, here's what we know so far. The Xbox Series X, oh yeah, I already read that part, and I read that part. I kind of backtracked and came forward. I need to like take a bookmark or something and just stick it on the screen so I know where I left off when I go off on those tangents. Tailing the while earlier reports alluded to the tiered Xbox consoles dubbed Anaconda and Lockhart, Microsoft's public-facing efforts is currently focusing on one device that aims to achieve 8K resolution or 4K at 120 frames per second (FPS). complemented by ray tracing, variable refresh rate, VRR support, and more. Should be HDR support tossed in there as well. That should be basically standard now. Probably is in there. He just didn't mention it. Spectre Xbox Series X specifications to stay under wraps for months ahead, likely ahead of full 2020 debut. Oh my goodness! Yeah, eat a sub, and it gets all gaseous. What do Xbox Series X specs mean? At the heart of the Xbox Series X lies a custom-designed CPU founded on AMD Zen 2's. Someone just sent me a message. Architecture. Previous behind the chipsets fueling the Xbox One family. The leading U.S. manufacturer, by the way, being that the chipset and the graphics chips are from the same companies and the same general families of chips. Backwards compatibility with the Xbox One is exceedingly high probability. Now, the manufacturer extends efforts via its latest processor technology. The Zen 2 family totes improved performance and efficiency. The Xbox Series X, I am having a hard time with not putting that 1 in there, like the Xbox One X. And it's Rich from Review Tech USA. He had a really good rant about the stupidity of the name of the console. However, I pointed out in the comments below that the stupidity of the name of the console seems to be standard with Microsoft. All their consoles seem to be named or branded after some weird combination of technology concept and general philosophy. And I put in the comments below what you think is the general philosophy that Series X projects. Series X projects. It better protects Bex. I cracked myself. But anyways, the Navi-based GPU flanks the CPU Zen 2 brains, powered by AMD's latest wave of graphics technologies. It assembles a formulaic SoC for next-generation gaming, with added capabilities, hardware-accelerated ray tracing. NVIDIA has already drawn eyes with its GeForce RTX GPU lineup's real-time ray tracing capabilities. Both Microsoft and Sony are set to follow suit. We also expect the Project Scarlett to embrace HDMI 2.1 output. That's awkwardly stated right there. 2.1 HDMI 2.1 to output its promised 8K resolution or 4K at 120 hertz. Or it's just my tongue stumbling over itself. The high bandwidth GDDR6 RAM also makes the cut an expected but welcomed addition to bolster the powerhouse. Digital Foundry unearthed traces of Samsung fabricated 14 Gbps modules in Project Scarlett reveal. Despite efforts to otherwise shroud specifications, Microsoft added containment to NVMe solid-state drive SSD storage. Is understated. The final conclusion under Series X, Microsoft details a new generation SSDs, alluding to the form and proprietary setup tailored to the console. Early testing has seen 40 times performance increases over existing Xbox One family, attributed to improved read and write times. Faster overall storage brings huge gains, drastically slicing load times and installations. The result is a future-facing console built on strong foundations, already bolstering 8K 120 frames FPS gaming with variable refresh rate. Yeah, I know. Refresh rate support paired with the benefits of SSD storage. Xbox Series X establishes promising foundations for the next generation of consoles. Okay, that is basically next gen talk. Okay, I'm not going to go into Senua's Saga's Hellblade 2 story part because they literally go into that. After that, they throw in a video and a few other things what it says about it. But I'm gonna exit out of that. Yeah, and then right here they have the some specs. For the system, and the specs are the custom AMD Zen 2 base CPU, 8 times at 3.6 gigahertz. The graphics card is a custom AMD Navi base GPU, 12 teraflops RDNA. The memory is 16 gigabytes. I like that. GDDR6 X RAM, 16 gigabytes guaranteed, 13 gigabytes guaranteed for games developers. The storage is NVMe SSD. We've heard write speeds of anywhere to, yeah, that's hearsay. The output is 8K, 4K, and 4K at 120 gigahertz. 120, not gigahertz. 120 hertz, not 100 gigahertz. That's oh my goodness. That's eye bleeding right there. Optical drive is 4K Blu-ray. Ports are unknown. The color is matte black or metal black. Price is unknown. However, I've read another article stating that there's projections to be in the 500 plus range. Yet again, this is all super early shit. It's so I'm. By the way, due to the COPA thing, I'm dialing down the frequency in which I censor myself, which might actually result in me speaking slightly more fluently. I'm not used to reading and talking at the same time, so I have a lot of practice at that. And that was part of the reason why I started this channel, was to get better at talking to people, okay? And multitasking and talking, which I suck at. I really do suck at it. You can tell. I'm going to stop it right there on that. I don't need... And turn off my wonderful tablet. By the way, I probably will do a review on it in the future, talking about what I think of it. I'm going to take it and put it right there. You're on top of my my record player. My record player has to find a new home because I'm going to put my new computer there. But what I personally think is, A, I'm interested in purchasing it. However, B, there's lots of other things I had to purchase before then. As being an adult, I need to keep my finances in line. So I have to be conscientious with my purchases. I kind of ran into a few issues recently. Some of them with Amazon, and my Amazon habit, and some quirks in the Amazon system, but okay. But on to the next thing. First and foremost, it's I personally think the stats are pretty decent. I'm not a tech head like some other YouTubers, so I'm not going to say too much. However, from what I can glean from what I've read and seen, that it is very early to form a solid opinion of the Xbox Series X. I keep almost saying Xbox One X. My goodness, yeah, that goes back into the rant Rich had about the Nintendo Wii and the Nintendo Wii U thing, which is a very common rant a lot of YouTubers and non-YouTubers have about the Wii and Wii U, is that it confused a lot of people, which is a bit of a concern with the Xbox Series X and the Xbox One X. Microsoft should have just went with Xbox 2. Ooh. and confused people more because Xbox 360 is still older than Xbox One and Xbox 2. So, or we could have gone with a Super Xbox One, you know, which is not that good because the Xbox One had a lot of negative traits associated with it. So, as far as naming is concerned, a lot of the terms, a lot of the information that was given in there is a lot of stuff that basically equates to very little in the end run due to Page's law. Now, everyone knows Moore's law. Do you know what Page's law is? Well, okay, I will explain it very quickly to you. Everyone knows that Moore's law is the exponential expansion of processing power and abilities going counter to the fall in price. So everything gets stronger as it gets cheaper. Now, Page's law, this is a cool one, which also explains how a lot of other issues, is that Page's law simply states that as things become more advanced, more and more features or applications like videos and stuff like that become introduced to said device, which consumes more information and bandwidth, slowing down the device. So where that leads out on the Xbox Series X is that it's going to be an improvement. My personal stance is it's going to look really nice, just not substantially more nice than Xbox One X, and that's the trend it's been with the with the current past few generations, is that the systems have been getting more and more powerful, but the quality of the visual of the stuff you see and the sound is being consumed and diminished by the complexity of I don't edit my shit. I might do that when I get a computer. Actually, I kind of don't want to even do that. I like to share. I like to just toss stuff. You know, I don't like to hide my mistakes. But anyways, the programs become more complex, adding more features, but in that complexity, it diminishes the speed in which everything operates at as it is rendered to you as the observer and interactor. So yeah, so it's going to be much like the Xbox, the jump from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One, and then Xbox One to the Xbox One X to the Xbox X Series One X to the Series X. There's going to be very small differences. The videos we pretty much are seeing now are most likely very well curated, yes, as usual, to make it look more awesome than it is. So I most definitely have it on my list of things to buy. I am just clear of mind that I know that everything is not going to be super amazing, okay? Microsoft can still screw it up, and so can Sony can still screw their stuff up, too. I'm just kind of enjoying my Nintendo Switch and my other video gaming systems. Yeah. So that's my stand. The name is Awkward and Terrible, and the typical stuff that's been given as far as it is concerned, how it's 40 times more powerful than the previous thing that in this area and that area, is of small difference, particularly considering that in previous console generations, the comparison between the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3 was 128 times more powerful, and many other systems prior to that. Many computer scientists and researchers, and even Intel, who, by the way, Moore was the CEO, founder of Intel, by the way, who, the law is named after, has basically come to admit that Moore's law has been broken for years and no longer applies to technology. The rate of advancement in technology has slowed down to a crawl compared to the output, the potential growth rate. So it's Moore's law is here, but technology is here. Okay, you get the point? This is Moore's law. This is the development of technology. It's Moore's law is like it's supposed to go up exponentially. Technology is doing this. Okay? And then you got Page's law, who is a counterforce that is consuming power potential. Because new and new features are being added, which trickle away processing power from the main functions that they were enhance the processing power in which the device has. Sorry for my speech issues. So from what I can say is that it's going to be cool. It's going to be a cool system. The system is a box. Basic dimensions roughly puts it around something like this square, which is basically like a face big, and it's fly landed on my head, and it's going to stand about yay tall, kind of like a really tall Amazon Alexa or a Google Home. And now, okay, Google Home and Amazon Alexa, go to channel Wolfphototech on YouTube. No, it doesn't work like that. I don't have FBI spying devices other than my phone, my video game systems, and my tablet. Actually, my tablet has Amazon Alexa on it. So, yeah, my tablet has Amazon Alexa on it. I just never used it yet. It's booting up. And it has this set up, and so yeah, sure. Ooh, it gave me my weather forecast. Exit out of that. But anyways, that's my short gist of my thoughts on the Xbox One X, Xbox Series X. Oops. My Wii U and my Wii and my Wii U are over there are getting frustrated. I was originally going to do this video with my cat Orange on my lap. You know? Orange! Orange Bean! He's not going to come. Chips. Tostitos. My Sriracha Doritos. Oh, okay, cat. Come on. Yeah. Come on. He doesn't see me eating them, so he's not running over. Come here, Bean Bean. Okay, I got you, Bean Bean. Okay, I got my cat. Okay, so as at the very beginning of the video, I put my I ported my ported I putted my I put it I put Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening onto the shelf. So yes, Bond, you can die when I tell you to die. But anyways, yeah, that game is now out of the cycle. So now we're rotating between yeah. I always want to keep saying Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but it's really Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Only the original was Super Mario Kart. But yes. Uh, the current cycle is basically just Mario Kart 8, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, uh, Super Kirby Clash, Pokemon Shield, and Pokemon Sword. At some point in the future, I'm going to throw another video in. However, I want to actually finish out one more before I set anything else in. The cycle is actually kind of long now. The next thing I'm going to throw into the cycle, actually I've already mentioned it, is a few TV shows. In my unboxing videos, I recently received some DVDs of some old TV shows I used to watch when I was younger, and not the main shows I watched. The earlier shows when I was really young, my mom was a big fan. I used to watch a lot of Star Trek. So I grew up on really old Star Trek. I also have a few other TV shows and movie serials I'm going to go through. Some point I have to finish off the Phantom Empire. I literally have the one last video to complete. Get my cat more in the photo, in the scene. Because he's just there, you know. He's just chilling. But anyways, I had to finish off the Phantom Empire, and then I have a whole bunch of old classic movies from the 1930s I still have to go through. I haven't been doing that for a long time. I'm going to go back into doing that more regularly. I had to go back through all my older videos and change the thumbnails to my new style thumbnails. So if you kind of get confused as to, wait, I've already watched this video before, but it has a different thumbnail. Yeah, I'm going to change all my thumbnails to something new. It's still going to have the same title because my titles are written generically basic. I have very few clickbaity type titles. I don't do clickbait much. But yeah. I mostly play a lot of E-rated games like Animal Crossing and there's Animal Crossing. If people want me to put Animal Crossing in the rotation, I will put Animal Crossing in the rotation. I would actually very much like that. There is a few systems and franchises I will not touch. Like, I'm not going to do Sonic. Sega's weird. Same thing with Capcom and Konami. They're both weird. I'm not going to do EA. I am not going to do Blizzard. Well, actually, Blizzard is in a weird spot. You know, Activision and Blizzard are weird because their rules are their rules about Let's Plays is a monetization, which I don't have any ads on my videos, but their rules on monetization and ads are conflicting in various places, and various sources state you can or cannot do it. So I'm just going to stay away from that. Nintendo basically last year around, say December 9th, which recently passed, basically announced that, yeah, all YouTubers can go ahead and do Nintendo game. You can do videos of Nintendo games. I didn't buy it used. It was one of those things. I think the first system I ever purchased or got near launch window or in launch day was the Nintendo Switch. I grew up in a family that was a little on the poor side, so all our systems were basically every system we got was like 2 years after the original one was released. So, so there. Anything else, Beaner? Huh? Did you suggest anything? He is a very cute kitty. By the way, if you go to my YouTube channel page, and go over to the channels tab, you will see that there's a channel called Jason Shatner. There's a bunch of cute kitties on it. It has videos of Orange, and has videos of Pierce, his dad. It has videos of Ember, his mom. And it has videos of other kitty cats on it. So if you enjoy kitty cats, you can go over there if you want. I don't post very many videos to it though. So the videos I upload videos onto that channel every so great while. Maybe when I go out to the farm, and I'm by the moo-moos and the chickens and other stuff like that, or the farms I go to. I might take a video of some chickens goofing around and doing stuff, or goats, or donkeys, or you're an old cat, Bean Bean. Ah, yes. You're not quite an internet star like little Bub or Tartar Sauce, but you're my cat, and that's what matters. Oh, he was also a Hemingway, he's an extra-toed cat. See? He has extra toes on his paw, so. So there. Well, thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for coming back in the future. See you next time.